And in we go. Oh shoot, I didn't actually load them in yet. Pleb mode activate. Oops. There we go. And this one will be first. So here we go. Hey everyone, welcome back to Jaraci Cup 8 Group Stage A. Casting now games between MarchWaden as the Galazine and Moose as the Sawan. Galazine, actually, that's a bit of an interesting call. Let's check out the txt.txt.txt that he provided. That's actually the file name. Moose with first pick, he's gonna grab Sawan, and MarchWaden follows with Galazine, not Conef. I'd love to hear his thoughts on it. If he's on stream, that'd be cool to hear, but otherwise, not exactly sure. MarchWaden usually is a Conef player, so this has been interesting to see. Gonna be retiring that base runner. He does have 2 selves on the way. If Skimmerfab starts, I would assume it'll be Rail Rush, but we'll have to see. That would be some deja vu for Moose, as of course, if you watched them before, when we played our games together, he did pick this map, and I went for a Rail Rush off of that spawn. He was playing Savan, I was Galazine, so it's pretty much like the same thingus there. MarchWaden picking Conef for the next game, Moose picking Savan, and MarchWaden picking Kalash Teeth. And Boneyard, of course, as we know, it is a Rail Rush map, but I don't think that Moose was expecting MarchWaden to go for it. And perhaps he would have been right, because as we can see, it is going to be ref mode coming out here, but with a base runner retire, so this is a little bit greedy for MarchWaden, but if he gets away with it, he'll have Zico a little bit stronger than he normally would have. Meanwhile, it's the support cruiser coming out for Moose. And he's kept on to that base runner. Probably going to be starting LAV Fab just now, yep. Well, Phoenix, you've got 2-factor authentication on then. Just turn it off. I feel like that'd be easy. Or just hit the remember me button, right? Actually, so ref mode is early for MarchWaden, of course, because he retired that base runner, but he also is building salvagers before getting Sandstorm Fabs. This is very greedy here, actually. The idea then is that you get like an infusion of resources here, basically. Like you get your ref mode done really, really fast, but if your opponent is like AV rushing you or something, you have no scouting, because the scanner is here. And I think you just die. So this is pretty risky for him, but if he's trying to make a call that he doesn't think his opponent will go for aggro because it's Moose, and to be fair, Moose has been doing SC first in almost every game so far, I think he's definitely right, I guess I'll say. Is completely viable, is it really? No way. Base runner retire and then all 4 salvagers before Sandstorm Fab? There's no way. You would like... Because AAVs, I think, would be like here already if it was an AAV rush. I think you would die to them, but... I don't know, A-game maybe... Yeah, exactly. A-game's half asleep, that's all. So I am right, as usual. Anyway, Sandstorm Fab done for MarchWaden, and then he's going to tech immediately into Assault Ship Fab here. Again, because he has no scouting, he kind of has to do this, but he's gotten away with it. So his eco is going to be very strong here, going to rebuild another base runner now. And as for Moose, looks like he's just now filling out that second base. Maybe I just 200 IQ. Will MarchWaden, I will say, like, everything that you do, it seems you've really thought about it. So this is not, you know, just like a random thing that you're doing here. So it's worked out so far. I mean, Moose is a very eco player. He always goes SC first from what I've seen. You know, this is probably working out pretty much just fine for you. And obviously, this probe has seen things now, but I just move with the Dow. Nice. LAV here, not going to win the early trade with MarchWaden, so very nice for him. He is going to get that early trade, but this LAV here could finish the salves, or skims. He's going to have to move off. He does, though. Very nicely done. This probe has seen things. MarchWaden doesn't think about this stuff consciously. Okay, that's interesting. But I mean, I know that you are a pretty analytical, like, a pretty analytical player, especially like when we do casting, or like when we're discussing, when we're discussing balance and stuff afterwards. So like, you have thought about it at some point, I guess I'll say, even if it's not like in the game. That's definitely how things tend to work for me, is that like, although I haven't, like, in the game, I don't necessarily think about all these things. I've talked about them so much that they become a second nature to me. Moose here, by the way, taking another bad LAV trade here. Actually, the targeting jammer hit his own base runner too, but it was very good of MarchWaden to move in on that path where there really was no other option for for Moose's targeting jammer to pop out, so he's gonna get away with that. He kills off the LAV. He'll probably catch this base runner too. If he goes up here and catches high ground once the base runner is in range of that, he should probably be able to kill it before the base runner can extract. As for this base runner, probably will get out, but we'll have to see. Yeah, okay, so down goes the base runner. And yeah, that's what I'm saying, March. I think it's kind of the same for me. I very rarely think in my head, like, well, I should do this because of this reason, right? It's just... I've said it so many times in casts, and I've seen it, you know, how it plays out, that it comes naturally to me at this point. A little bit of a micro battle here. I think MarchWaden and Moose both kind of falling asleep on this one, but MarchWaden might win it. 8 HP left on the LAV. Oh my gosh. It is gonna die. Focus fired the base runner. Oh, jeez. That's unfortunate. The MarchWaden Skims trying to come in here to attack the main base. They're not going to be able to because the AVs are out in time, so that is going to take these out. And Interceptor Tech already done for MarchWaden here. Finally has gotten his second PC, so he did delay that a bit. But I like that because he's gotten the tech lead for it. Interceptor Afterburner is coming out already. Interceptor's on the queue, and a Precision Bomber Fab Tech getting locked in here very early. Okay. I like it. We don't see this very often. Yeah. Actually, Phoenix, what I will say is this. I think that perhaps if you get the artifact lead, the real concern I have for the coalition balance based on our testing today is that, I think the real concern is that you might be able to get, like, you know, a carrier push just while you're having, like, an artifact lead. And so then it becomes, you know, every player is going for LAVs first and just trying to get artifacts, and if they do, they kind of, like, win the game. That does kind of concern me a little bit, because that's kind of how things were back in vanilla, but you'd use AVs instead. But, I don't know. It requires some testing, I guess we'll say. I'm not really convinced yet that anything is really OP here, so... Anyway, back to the game at hand, though. Interceptors are out. Now, the Gaussian player usually doesn't want to use them on... Doesn't want to use them on his opponent's AVs here. That's kind of like a distraction in a lot of cases. But he's dumped a lot of missiles already, and he's going to get hit by the support cruiser, too. So a little bit of questionable air control for MarchWaden. He's almost out of missiles already. This fight over here, though, going okay for MarchWaden. These guys just having a Mexican standoff, I guess. But it's going okay for MarchWaden. He's going to hold that off. Looks like he is going to lose a salvager on that side, though. But he's getting kills here, so he'll definitely be able to match it at least. Going to fly over this SC, but he shouldn't lose anybody. Yeah, and he does have Afterburner as well, which makes these interceptors quite hardy. So they're going to get out. AVs do get cleaned up on the side there. Armored Unit Defense is coming out to help with the defense. And he does have that bomber tech, so he'll be able to make those once he has the money for it. And he's getting up onto 3 base too, so his eco is in a pretty good spot compared to Moose. Well, actually, Moose is a little bit faster here on the 3 base, isn't he? But they're kind of both up on 3 base, more or less. You know, they have salvagers to replace or to build, as the case may be, but kind of 3 base matching for both of them. But it's Moose who has to get an answer to this air tech. MarchWaden, gonna want to be careful he doesn't lose this. Yeah, he doesn't want to lose that thing, the interceptor there. But he does have bombers on the queue now, so the question is, what's the anti-air choice for Moose? Looks like he has gotten missile battery fab. He's not building them yet, though. Maybe he's gonna rely on having 2 base runners or something, but certainly you've got to be building. Certainly you've got to be building anti-air here. And yeah, I was actually gonna say, like, there's no way that Moose is gonna go support cruiser anti-air because he knows very well that won't cover him terribly well. Phoenix Yo informing us that it's actually balanced here. It's kind of funny. Yeah, but see, like, more salvage. What the?
What?
Was that just me? I just saw a salvager like fly off the screen, like way into the air. Did you see that? No! You have so much to live for! Don't go back in! Oh! Okay, the bomber's here, actually. This is kind of a bad bomber reveal, though. I think it's gonna die. Ooh. Well, the first bomber does go down for MarchWaden, but he did get a lot of kills on this base. I think that's probably okay. Yeah, I did see that, Phoenix. I thought that was so funny. It was just like chilling over here. It was like boing, jumped into the air like a whole kilometer or 2. It was insane. Siege Cruiser Fab now going to come out of MarchWaden. Obviously that bomber tech is going to force Moose to really invest into anti-air, and then I guess the idea is that the Siege can give a lot of grief to his ground army as a result. All he's really got to deal with it is, like, AVs have the full armor ups, to be fair, which means that the rails will have it too, which is good. But, yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult for him to deal with that siege, I think, because he kind of needs, like, maybe artillery of his own, or like a lot of LAVs or something like that to ward it off. So this is quite a good choice, I think, from MarchWaden. He's going to get another extraction out here, brings the scoreline to 2-0. Very nice artifact pressure from MarchWaden, and Moose just now kind of filling up that main base once again. So MarchWaden, meanwhile, going for 3rd PC, is taking power reserves as well, so it looks like he wants to make some sort of a push. And this base runner gonna survive thanks to the bombers who do take out that AV. A couple of ground units for MarchWaden, but it's mostly just all air. This is where Con F looks really good, by the way, because obviously Con F Siege is such a huge unit, but it looks like MarchWaden confident in using his carrier sort of as like the frontliner role, because he is getting a lot of power reserves here. So he'll have Siege, he'll have bombers, he'll have his carrier to do frontlining, and then a couple of assault ships to do what? You know, be a little bit like harass on the ground army, not get killed by anti-air. Yeah, to shoot things. There you go. Yeah, the assault ships. I do agree, because like obviously one of the real values of air is that if your opponent gets requisite anti-air somewhere, you come in with anti-air. This is another thing that bombers can do, though. They're gonna snipe off the missile okay, yeah, they will get the missile battery in the end.
It's a lot of air units.
Yeah, this is just a lot of air. It really is true.
That's what we like to see. What would God hates Swedes do?
Exactly.
That's what I always ask myself.
Exactly. There is quite a bit of anti-air, to be fair, but one thing that bombers can do is that they can pick off anti-air assets. So one of the missile batteries goes down. But I think he traded it for 2 interceptors, and he probably killed like 2 rails as well. I didn't quite see. Maybe they were AVs, actually. So yeah, I'm gonna say the trade was like probably a little bit good for Moose, actually, but the thing is, like, with no AVs here for smoke, he may actually be able to push on the railguns with these assault ships, but kill AV missile battery for 3 ints, really? Oh yeah, you are right. Yeah, that does look a little bit questionable now. The thing is, this carrier is getting really powered up. Power 4 is on the way already. And I do want to see MarchWaden build like a siege cruiser here. He's got the tech up. Oh, he's got a lot of money too. But it's true, those turrets really hurt. The thing is, you often don't notice it too, because like the missile battery is very obvious, like, yeah, here's where it is, I need to kind of like move away from it and stuff like that. But then like the turrets are just like really long range actually. They have a very low vision range, but they have a very long range that they can shoot at, and their damage is just very like pump threats, very consistent. So.
Turrets what are normally used for anti-air?
Well, these are anti-air turret posts. Okay. They have both kinds that the coalition can drop down, and Sobon can only drop down the anti-air one.
Okay.
Base runner gonna go down here. I think maybe he. Well, it's actually still alive. He was gonna use the heal, so he could pop that right now if he wanted to. The assault ships are trying to make a push here, though, and I gotta say, this looks a little bit questionable. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I see what the play is now, but, Railfab coming out from MarchWaden, by the way, so he does feel the need to defend against this push here. But it looks like it's gonna be a base trade, then, in that case. MarchWaden gonna fly in here with this carrier. He's got a lot of freaking speed, because he's Galaxian, of course. Yes. Yes, I agree, because your carrier is so powered up here compared to Moose, who's just getting 3 out here and he has no artifacts. So, like, you really could have fought that, I think. Not to mention with the bombers, like, if you can kill off the missile batteries, right, things are going to be bad. And the siege. I don't know where the siege was, but... at any rate, though, you can base trade, I suppose. I mean, this is not going to be terrible. The problem is that Moose is going to get artifacts out in the meantime. I think one thing, though, is very wise is that he keeps these air units docked right now. This AV, a bit tad awkward, is actually being blocked by the targeting jammer that Moose had dropped down. These guys still need to move, by the way. But yeah, I think, like, yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. Like, I think that you would have beaten the army here, because there's only, like, a couple rails, right? Yeah, there's only 3 railguns here. There's no way that you stop, like, your carrier gets stopped by that. If you had had army to defend, this would have been okay as well, right? Because obviously, this is something that Galaxian can do pretty well. You know, like if you have enough army to defend, you can just come in, like, wipe everything out. This is quite a throw of air though here, because these are all gonna die. Oh no. Ooh. Yeah, that's quite unfortunate to see. And a triple extract gonna come out from Moose actually. He's built another base runner. Oh dear. Oh dear. But again, like with Siege too, that would have been really, really easy, I think, actually, to beat. Because not only would the carrier have killed it by, like, speed racering on top of them, but, like... Well, not really, because if you trail that carrier, you're gonna be able to kill them right when they pop out, so... Yeah, I think for sure MarchWaden making the mistake here, but he could still win this game, like, make no mistake. This is not done and dusted. The only problem is that he needs to make sure he doesn't let his opponent get any more extracts out. So this carrier is going to have to be really, really active across the field. To be fair, Moose very, very slow to get these guys off that third base, so... Galzian Siege is done now. Two of the PCs, it looks like MarchWaden get out. It looks like one of them was lost on the transition. But if those air units were still around, that'd be so good for, like, dealing with this. It's really unfortunate that they died. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, when Coalition has to base trade, they lose logistics modules, which slows them down. But when the base trade is all, like, said and done, the Coalition player actually does rebuild faster, so it's kind of an interesting call there. MarchWaden, by the way, banking a lot of CUs here. I think he's trying to get to power 5 or something, but... Bomber gonna launch now. It is gonna get hit by a bit of anti-air. Looks like it's not, actually. Right now, it seems it's just trying to clear out these logistics modules. The big problem is this air here. So MarchWaden really wants to drive in here with the carrier. He can definitely beat it. He's got the ammo upgrade, by the way, on these guys. They have quite a bit of ammunition, but actually he's gonna dock him before he gets the chance to fire it, which is a tad funny. But yeah, the Saban carrier is starting to look a little bit scary here, though, because now actually he has the power advantage. This could be bad. I mean, again, remember, MarchWaden cannot let Moose extract twice more, or else that'll be game over. And he doesn't know about... Okay, now he knows about this carrier. Needs to move this guy out of the way pronto, of course.
So they're going to turrets that can target both types, or they're anti-air, or they attack ground units?
Yeah, they either do anti-air or anti-ground.
Interesting.
Barrage comes out from MarchWaden's Siege Cruiser, but I think this one is actually going to die here. The question is, does the Galzian carrier win against the Saban carrier at a more or less equal power level? Because the bombers are going to have to be tasked to kill these base runners, right? There's no way that the bombers can really do anything else. How much money is he floating, by the way? Quite a bit. He has rail tech. So if he could keep this PC alive and build like a couple of railguns, that'd be really big for him. But he also really needs to clear out these missile batteries so that he can launch the air units. Yeah, but it looks like he will do just that. Yes, if I were him, I'd build a couple heavy rails here, and that would definitely let you beat this Saban carrier in a fight. Remember, he has the speed advantage, so he can make that fight happen if he wants it. Big thing is, though, he's got to clear out this base runner with those bombers, right? Okay, second missile battery goes down, there's no anti-air. Bombers are getting launched. Good, that's exactly what he needs to do. But against the support cruiser, that's not really what you want. No, 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 you gotta kill the base runner. MarchWaden, no! No! What did you do? This guy's flying over anti-air as well. He's gonna die, actually. That should never have even been on the table. Oh, dear. Look, this is the game-winning artifact, potentially, right here. Okay, maybe he thinks he can just finish the game right now, but where's the heavy rail in that case? Oh, no. He should have built, like, 2 of them by now. Oh, no. He gambled it all on winning this fight with the Saban carrier, but he's not gonna win this, is he? I think... Well... Hold up, though. There's only power in here, actually. In armor, that is. There's nothing that can actually fight MarchWaden here. Oh, but he's powering up the healing. Yeah, if he does this, this is guaranteed game over, right? Because he's going to have to stop both of these artifacts here. Oh, no. Yeah, he probably would win if he just fought this carrier right now, to be honest. Oh, this is crippling to see. A couple railguns getting produced by the Saban carrier now. That's probably going to seal the deal here. Oh, no. Yeah, he definitely should have won this.
Oh, bummer.
What a yike. Yeah, anti-air turret boats getting set up here for the base runners, so they're gonna be pretty safe from this bomber. He may notice it now, like, oh shoot, I gotta stop this, but yeah, he does. But like, this bomber, I don't think would even be able to kill both of these base runners on its own anyway. Oh, he's targeting the wrong one. Okay, he found it there. But yeah, the anti-air turret boat's just gonna stop him.
I don't know, this might be 2 yikes.
Yeah, a yike and a half, right?
Yeah, that's fair, I think.
A yike and a half, yeah.
Yike and a half.
I'd put it at 1 yike and a half.
Uh-huh.
But there's the win for
I'll raise you
Moose.
1/2 of a yike.
Raise you 1/2 of a yike.
A kike.
A kike. But MarchWaden, unfortunately, gonna lose this game. I think he probably could have had it, but no spoilers. You do not spoil. Never.
ASMR.
Oops. Let's hop into game 2 then. I have had games spoiled before. I won't have that again. I simply won't. Saturday morning cartoon villain after these games. Looks like my game is actually bugged here. I'm gonna have to restart the OK real quick.
Just casually breaking your neck.
Turbo Top thinks that DOK should take control of the screen again as well. Here we go. But at the end of the day, I always blunder spectacularly. Well, as Bozo Cow, I can tell you, I feel for that. Yeah. That's definitely how I play too. MarchWaden, you're like me in a lot of ways.
It's okay, you're doing your best.
This game, as I said, though, is going to be ConF. This is MarchWaden's preferred faction, normally, I would say. And the map is going to be College Teeth, this time being MarchWaden's pick as well. College Teeth, as we know, very, very good map for ConF because of that ConF siege. But obviously, Coalition no slouches here either. They can get the assault cruisers, they can get artillery. These are all very good units as well. But especially with the ConF carrier having that missile system, and MarchWaden likes to take the game late like this. He doesn't like to win or lose based on the opener. So I think we definitely are going to... we are going to have, you know, a longer game here, and MarchWaden will probably get to that condition, but we'll just have to see. For now, it is Sandscreamer Fabrication coming out, and the base run are moving out to the middle here. Actually, Blast Drone being produced as well. Support Cruiser on the way for Moose. It's going to be SC first from him. Yeah, isn't that true? I forgot about that. It means like baby cow calf, not like thing on your leg calf. I'm pretty sure. Is that true? Hold on, I need to check this out.
Does German have a word for that then? Because I know each language has like different words for the anatomy.
Yeah, they've got to, right? But yeah, Waden's calf, right? Kalb, Wade, Kalbslade. Yeah, so that's definitely like referring to the cow. Milkers. We actually have skimmer armor teching now for MarchWaden, so that's very interesting. This is not very standard. Normally, if you're going to do a rush like this, the priority is getting on the tech and then hurting your opponent with it. But I wonder if he plans on doing some kind of a like blast drone shenanigan right here. But we'll just have to see. Base runner has the targeting jammer available again, so if Moose is on top of it, he shouldn't be able to get the blast drones to hit really anyway. And he's going to send that probe out to try and scout what the tech is. But actually, if he clicks, he'll see already it's armor 1. But uh-oh. Moose is going to be triggered by that. He's always very mad when he loses his probe to PC. I mean, to be fair, though, that time he just flew it right over it. I don't really know what he was thinking would happen there. Seems balanced. LEV is being produced by him, though, and probably the production upgrade is the next step. But I actually saw in our games he wasn't going for this, so... Remains to be seen. Ref mode coming out from MarchWaden here. He's going to back that PC away. No, it looks like he's going to cancel. It goes for Fleet Cap 45 instead. Well, yeah, Moose, but the thing is, you should have known it was there before you even deployed it, right? Oh well. Oh well. That's semantics. MarchWaden with a second base runner, though. Okay, that's kind of interesting. And Armor 2 coming out as well. The BD is coming down on the backside as well. Now remember, Moose has got the base runner. So... if the targeting jammer deploys on top of the salvagers, the BD shouldn't be able to detonate. Well, because all of his skims are right there, right? Oh well. I mean, the thing is, if you want to scout on the backline, you always get away from the army because you don't need to see where the PC is, and you should know it's just with the skims. BD trying to get in here now, not being focus fired just yet, so it's gonna stay alive for now. Armor 2 is done. And then carry production upgrade finally coming out from Moose, but he's going to cancel it. So AV Fab is on the queue for him here, but he really needs to be on top of this jammer here so that he can stop the BD from getting a hit on. Oh boy. This is a good trade for MarchWaden though, because again, he's got armor 2 actually. Another ALM wants to be deployed by Moose, but it's actually not deploying. Okay, but there he is on top of that with the jammer. Detonate. Okay, he does get the detonation off though. Manages to damage these CU guys. Skim's going to get in here. They're going to get 2 kills on the salvagers. This is really good, actually. And Moose is going to be kicking himself for canceling production upgrade, I think, because he really needs to have more LEVs than this. But he does finally have the tech. It's AV Fab. And AVs are on the queue right now. This is already quite a few salvagers getting lost, though. Only problem for MarchWaden is that he's got to get out of here. Oh, you were fleet capped. You had to cancel. Oh, that's rough. So really nice by MarchWaden to get in here using only skims. That's not very easy to do, but he does need to be a little bit scarce now because these AVs are faster than that PC. Not by much, but they are. So he needs to get out of here, and he needs to get some kind of a tech, I'd say. Also, this second base runner should really not be idle. But, you know, that's alright. Now, the BD can come in and kind of rescue the PC if it really gets in danger from these AVs. That's probably what he'll do. You can see him coming on over. But, this is quite good for MarchWaden, who's managed to get a lot of damage. Again, though, this rating, that's gotta be a mistake. He needs to get some kind of a tech at this point. Second PC, especially, is coming out. Yeah, so he wants to kind of, like, force his opponent out of the game here, but... Skim's gonna try to trade up here onto these AVs, but that shouldn't go well. There's the targeting jammer. I kind of missed the window for the targeting jam there a little bit, but he does still have smoke to keep these guys alive for a while. Okay, there's the targeting jammer finally. Gonna want to smoke these guys now. Uh-oh. Okay, there it is, but a bit late. Ooh, this is a bit of a messy engage here by Moose. And these skims are just gonna kill the AVs at this rate, yeah. I don't think he's even lost one on this trade here. These AVs are not focus firing, and they just really didn't get controlled right, so they're actually gonna get killed by skims. That should not happen. Another BD still sharking around on the backline here. Didn't have to get used to protect the PC. Skim's gonna clear out the base runner there. 300 APM microing these guys. Well, there was a window where he could have landed a really nice one there, but he missed it. He might not have been looking. Damage 1 gonna tech for the skims now for MarchWaden. Still no units. He feels like he doesn't need them. This BD here, I think, was trying to kill a targeting jammer. It's pretty funny. And here come the BDs now. Gonna get a really nasty hit on the eco. That's gonna kill 4 of them. Oh, jeez. Skim's gonna trade out on this SC as well. They will get the kill here, I think. There's no way that this gets stopped, right? Okay, well, the targeting jammer is pretty good. Smoke is available in the AVs as well, so maybe he gets this guy out. But then he's gonna have to build another SC, right? I mean, this is really bad. There's just so many things now he needs to rebuild, and the AVs need to be here so that they can smoke this thing. With the skims running around on the back line, they could maybe come in and get it, but it doesn't look like they're interested. Instead, they'll probably all trade out at this point. One AV comes out here in the back line. I didn't catch this, actually. So the artifact gets denied from MarchWaden. And ref mode? No ref mode. He's gonna go damage 2. He's just really committed for this, he's really committed to this skimmer play here. I don't quite understand. So you wanted to test against the support cruisers? No. I don't think anybody really does.
But you have to play some of the support cruiser strategy.
Never.
That's the only way to find out.
Never.
Listen, you have to do it for science.
I wouldn't exactly call that 3 skims soloing an AV there, to be honest. I mean, first off, though, it needs to be, like, farther away from them so it doesn't have the turret rotate. But same with, like, assault ships want to fight that way. But the thing is, like, full-up skims are more of an investment than full-up's armor anyway, and this is still without armor 3, so... Base runner here has the next targeting jammer available. That one's going to come out at a very nice position. Could smoke to save this guy. Yep, there's the smoke. Keeps him alive. Really, really clutch right there. Wants to cancel this thing now. Hashtag cancel culture. But, oh, that support cruiser's actually alive, but it's on its last legs. Jeez. And MarchWaden just continuing the attack here. Has no intention of getting any kind of tech. Okay, finally ref mode is on the way.
Wait, what's cancelled?
Like, stopping the AV from getting killed there.
Oh, okay. Well, if they're canceled,
Armor 3 now coming out for Moose. That's very, very good for him, because he really needs it. I mean, clearly, if you're losing to skims, you need more armor, right? That and Moose could maybe have done with getting missile battery fab, actually. I know that sounds a little funny, but, by the way, this is not going to be good. Skims do get up on top of this SC. You're going to be able to complete the kill here. They will kill that AV as well. He wants to focus the SC, though, because, like, normally I say it's better to get the cells, but if the SC is that low... Okay, but he does catch it. Down he goes. I mean, if you think about it, an AV is really only the cost of 3 skims. And getting full AV upgrades is much more cost than getting... Or much less cost than getting full skim upgrades, right? So... Okay, fine. I'll do it after this stream, okay? You're gonna have to DM me how to do it, though, because I've forgotten already. Better Twitch TV. So that's a bunch of emotes that you can use that are very common. Like Pepega, for example. But yeah, I think the real problem here is just that, like, AVs need to bunch up a little bit if the skims are this bunched up, right? After all, would one railgun beat, like, 5 assault ships? Probably not, right? This is kind of like the same thing. So yes, they are counter units, but if you're too confident in them, you'll get run around in circles like this. Definitely a mistake I've made before. I've got empathy for it, but I think that's the real problem here. Targeting jammer attempted over here, but it's not really going to hit anything. These skims are still up on the eco.
Phoenix wants a Strads.
Strads emote. Smoke deploys on the salvager line there, so these guys are going to be safe for now. Skim's just going to back away. We do finally have the tech choice 10 minutes in. I mean, this is crazy. And he cancels it. Goes for assault ship fab though. Whoa, excuse me. And I think that's actually a good move here because that's a good move here because obviously he does want to get to Conneff Siege eventually, but he's got a lot of power in this Conneff carrier here, so gonna see these AAVs pressuring on him, by the way. He's gonna have to back away there. I don't know what he's waiting for because I think these skims should be in there fighting that AV. This here's a trade that MarchWaden might not win terribly well, but he does have really good numbers, so he may be able to make this one work. Uh-oh, this guy left out of the smoke. He shouldn't have done that. You know what else Moose could have done here? Well, not really. He doesn't have the money, but like if he had the money for it, he could have gone for Assault Cruiser Fab. That would have been really strong as well. But he's got to keep these AVs together. I mean, how many times can the AVs be killed by the skims until you realize, like, you have to keep them together, right? I don't know. They're just all running in 2x2, and they're getting killed 2x2, so... Definitely, though, Smoke Micro could be worked on a little bit here. Moose, by the way, attempting to drop the ALM here, but he's, like, not actually managing to do it, which is kind of awkward. It's really good damage on the eco, though. He's going to pull MarchWaden off of both of those bases here, and I really think MarchWaden should have come back with the skims when he saw that and to, you know, to deal with it, but... Also, he could have put power into the mobility support to maybe get these guys out a little bit faster, but, Skims probably going to kill these AVs now, so... That's pretty funny looking the way that they're, like, on the map border there. It's an Omega point! Actually, you really don't want to do that against AVs, do you? Because they've got AoE, so... But again, Moose still moving out across the field kind of 2x2 like this. I'd say just keep them all bunched up, right? It's definitely going to be better for you. Anyway, Assault Ship Fab is done for MarchWaden now. And I would go right into Siege Cruiser if I were him, but he hasn't done that just yet. Instead, he still wants to trade against these AVs with the skims here. This one he might not be able to win, though. Actually, a lot of AV coming out on these skims also. It's going to be Interceptor Fab for him, okay. But again, the focus fire is not here for Moose. You really want to tell them which units to focus on so that they don't switch when those units get low. Targeting jammer could be deployed here as well on the skims, just like right there. Really good smoke micro this time, though. He's finally kind of getting on top of it here. Wants to throw up another one, though. Uh-oh, a little too late. That AV is going to go down. But this time he is going to beat the skimmer blob, and MarchWaden's not really got anything left here. Uh-oh, what the? MarchWaden hasn't built any assault ships yet. Wait a minute. Oh, no. He might actually die now. Hold up. He's been so dominant this whole game, I think it'd be, like, impossible, but he may actually fall here. Okay, Conneff Siege is getting tech now, so he canceled Interceptor Fab. I think that's good. That's what he needs. He's got a lot of artifact power, right? If he can get out this one as well, he'll be on 4. Yeah, in vanilla, AVs are just like smoke machines. Yeah, but they also do 0 damage. Still, though, like I said, yeah, the Assault Cruiser would do something here, but, like, it's just so much money to get to Assault Cruiser Fab. I don't know if he really could have done that feasibly. This artifact gonna get out from MarchWaden, but he's really getting pressured now on his, he's really getting pressured on his bases here. This number of AVs is not gonna go away, so he needs to have Conneff Siege really quickly here, I think, to deal with this. One AV here really wants to be prioritizing the base runner, I think, because he might not get the kill on any of these skims, but he can finish off this base runner. But he's kind of doing okay here, actually, so this is not bad. Okay, there we go. He does prioritize the base runner. Wants to follow it too, though. Uh-oh, but the AVs have found another window back into the base here. Yikes. Yeah, MarchWaden really needs to get back here with this carrier. He's just chased too far. I mean, this is like a classic problem, but the AVs are just going to run around you then if you do this. Does he have a Con of Siege on the way as well? He doesn't, so... AV here finally going to get killed, but he probably could have killed this base runners. That's a little bit of a mistake. Obviously, MarchWaden on 4 artifacts is really important to kill these things off if you can. And Moose here still trying to drop an ALM there. This is really getting a little bit awkward. Like, that money is actually, like, I think being used by the carrier here, but not moving, so... But yeah, AV's just chonking the eco at this point. And MarchWaden on 4 artifacts, he's so close to victory, but, like, he could still lose this, and that'd be really crippling. He needs Con of Siege, right? I mean, that would counter these AVs so nicely, but he keeps, like, investing in other things. He hasn't got the money for it. Oh, dear. Mag XL coming out for Moose now as well, who's planning on building railguns here, so he does recognize this is going to be a carrier power play. He wants to try and stop it if he can. Con of Carrier is eventually going to deal with these AVs here, but it'll take some time. This isn't vanilla after all, where the Con of Carrier is just like absolutely stupid once it gets to full power here. But he really needs a Con of Siege, I'm telling you. But, oh well. Also, this base runner should be going down here, because this is where that artifact is going to be. Keep the carrier there, base runner there, pick it up, and then move them both together down to the extraction zone. That's the definite win condition. And if your opponent has to Desperado his army to try and stop it, you might be able to win the game right there. But he got this assault ship here on the base runner, so he can still kill it. MarchWaden definitely making this more competitive, I think, for himself than he needs to. Wait, the missile system versus railguns? That feels kind of backwards to me. Well, it might be Moose, but he can also build more base runners to grab these if he does it that way. It's a little bit too late now, though, because obviously the base runner is here, so he's going to wait for that respawn. Base gets cleaned up by MarchWaden, so he's got no eco left. And he doesn't have the money for a Con of Siege, I don't think, so he's not going to build any. That tech feeling a little wasted now. It'd be so good against everything that Moose has got here, but... Oh dear, he could still lose this. I'm worried for my boy MarchWaden. AVs here are going to kill off a PC, by the way. The artifact respawn? I think it's about like a minute, but I'm not actually entirely sure. Carrier getting up here onto the railguns here. This is actually a pretty decent positioning, but he doesn't have much power and weapons, so... The horribly underpowered AV somehow killed MarchWaden completely. Yeah, he's gonna have to back away here now. He recognizes that, so he's pushed off of this flank. Again, though, Con of Siege for the barrage would be so nice here. But he had no business losing all of his eco anyway. And yeah, I agree, Moose. I think March really should have won here. That damage he got on the in the early game was just unreal. AV's gonna do the rest of trading, but this is a lot of Sublime railguns here. They do have Mag XL as well as Armor 3, so 5 minutes? No, it's much shorter than that. Yeah. Anyway, there's still a chance that MarchWaden could maybe get the extract. Nah, not really, no. Not even, like, without the carrier block. He does have the smoke popping, though, which is good. But that artifact is going to get sniped down here. And down goes the Con of Carrier. And MarchWaden is going to lose after that insane of a lead. That's quite a throw. Ew. It's unfortunate. Getting flashbacks to JC7, right? Ooh.
What a McBummer.
Yeah, what a McBummer indeed. Moose then, in surprising fashion, going to take both these games against MarchWaden, and he'll be thanking his lucky stars for the second one, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, this is like what I'm saying though about people who won't get tech into like the armored units, right? That counter their strikecraft. Eventually, you're going to lose that way. You've really got to deal with it eventually. Assault ships could have done it. Con of Siege would have done it really well, and he had that tech, but he just never built it. That's really unfortunate to see, especially because MarchWaden was such a powered carrier. He had an insane late game lined up here, so unfortunate for him, but he is going to lose this game, and that brings the series to 2-0 for Moose. So thanks for watching.